What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to another edition of Power Rankings. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. And what's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? Hello. A lot of familiar faces in the chat. What is going on? It has been a couple of weeks since I have done the Power Rankings. A couple of weekends ago, I went up to Boston to see a Red Sox game, which they lost. What can you do? And then this past week, yesterday, I was gonna go live last night, like I usually do, with the Power Rankings on Sunday nights, but you know, I had an unsudden event happen. Well, first off, I got sick this past weekend. No, not the COVID, not that. I actually got a cold. Yes, colds still do exist. So, yeah, I've been a little congested this past weekend and, you know, got the sniffles and whatnot, but we're feeling good to go. But also, I decided to, you know, a bit of a personal thing here, you know, whatever, share my life with you a little bit. I traded in my car yesterday. I was driving a 2018 Mazda 3 for a few years. Loved that car, but it was getting just too expensive on the bills. I decided to trade it down. An opportunity came up, got something cheaper, and yeah. So saved myself a good amount of money per month. Hey, you guys know me. I've been open with you about this. I'm trying to make this my full-time job. I would love for that. I love being a teacher. But to talk baseball every day, that is a dream for me. And whatever I can do to help lighten the load of the monthly bills, I'm all about it. And so, yeah, got a new car yesterday. Anyway, long story short. But by the time I was done with that, it was like 7 o'clock, and I was just exhausted. So here we are tonight. I'm ready to go. Power Rankings for tonight. But before I do get started, as always, if you are new, hit that subscribe button for me. We are trying to get to 14,000 subscribers. We have slowed down ever since August, which I expected. You know, that's the dog days of August, and then September, you're going down the stretch. I expected it, the traffic to be a little slow on the channel. But if you are new, definitely think about hitting that subscribe button. We got the playoffs coming up, a lot of playoff baseball to talk about soon. Hit that like button from everyone. That's really going to help this get out there into the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell button for me so you get notified of everything. I'm definitely going to be trying to upload some content, definitely some more live streams, and so on. And hey, share the stream if you can. So, all right, everyone, I'm not going to waste any time. I got all my notes ready. We're good to go. And as always, I will be using Tier Maker. So we actually switched up the format last time. For the first, 17 episodes, I was doing letter grades, and then I did my top 10 at the end. But now I'm just doing the classic 30 through 1 format, which all of you actually voted on. The majority of you, I think 75%. I think around maybe, I can't even remember how many of you voted, maybe like 1,500 to 2,000 of you voted, I can't remember, but 75% of you wanted to go to the classic format, so there we are. We did that last time, it went pretty well, so let's just get that all set up, and of course, I'll be using Tier Maker like I always do. Let's get this music ready. Alrighty, so here we go. So here were last week's or 2 weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks ago, these are the power rankings. There is definitely going to be some changes here, especially in the top 10. I mean, again, these were 2 weeks ago. I'm already looking at this and I'm like, oh boy, we're going to be having some teams moving down. We're going to be having some teams moving up. Again, these were from 2 weeks ago. These were not last week because I wasn't live. So, yeah. Wait, when did I go to Boston? Wait, did I go to Boston last week? I don't even remember. I don't even know. I don't even know what I had for breakfast this morning. Anyway, Red Sox game is about to start. Big series with Seattle. That's a big series. And of course, it's on at 10 o'clock at night while I'm on the East Coast. But all right, everyone, I'm going to dive right into it. I'm going to be honest with you. There's not really too much of a change in the bottom tier, 26 through 30. I'm going to be sticking with the Orioles at number 30. I mean, hey, you're on pace for the number 1 draft pick. That's quite dandy. Cedric Mullins does have 5 home runs this month. He continues to just be one of the best players in baseball this year, but also be one of the most underrated players this year. I feel like just no one talks about Cedric Mullins. Can this guy get a little more love? The Diamondbacks coming in right behind them at 29. I mean, there's not really much to talk about here. Dalton Varsho, David Peralta, Pavin Smith, they have hit well this month. But other than that, there's really not much else to talk about with the Diamondbacks. So just one of the bottom feeders of the league right now. The Pittsburgh Pirates, a little more interesting. They come in next for me at number 28. Interesting, they are 10th in offense this month, so keep in mind of that. Brian Reynolds and Kevin Newman have been hitting well this month. Anthony Alford has 4 home runs this month. Look out for Anthony Alford. And actually, Mitch Keller has been pitching pretty well this month, a 0.89 FIP. But for right now, Pittsburgh, you're coming in at number 28 for me. The Nationals, hey, look at the Nationals. You know, they pretty much just got rid of their whole team at the deadline. They come in next. And hey, just like the Pirates, their offense has been really good this month. They are 7th in offense. I mean, let's just actually go show some love to Mr. Juan Soto. Let's actually go pull up some of these numbers here. Juan Soto is absolutely killing the ball. Absolutely killing the ball. If we go take a look at Washington this month, let's plug these in. So look at these numbers for Juan Soto in the month of September. He's hitting .439. He has a .589 on base, a .732 slugging, a .240 WRC plus. This guy is out of his mind. He's got 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Take a look at Lane Thomas. They got him at the deadline. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. He's hitting .306 this month, a .386 on base, a .612 slugging. Lane Thomas, he's been really stepping it up. Look at Josh Bell. Not a great batting average by any means, but the on base is over 400. The slugging is in the 530s, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Hey, the Nationals, they're getting some pretty decent offense from some of these guys. Patrick Corbin on the pitching side, he has a 3.21 ERA this month. So you would like for him to, you know, if the Nationals want to compete next year, Corbin's going to have to step up. He hasn't had the year I think a lot of us expected. He's getting paid a lot of moolah. That guy's got to step up a little bit. For the Nationals, though, they come in at number 27. At number 26, we have the Texas Rangers. And I feel like, is this the same order as last time? No, so Texas actually moved up a couple of spots. Pittsburgh and the Nationals dropped a couple of spots. So Texas comes in at number 26 for me. Texas, surprisingly, they are 7th in relief pitching this month. So Jordan Lyles with a 1.29 ERA, Cotton with a 1.35 ERA and a 1.66 FIP. He's pitching well. Spencer Patton, Dennis Santana, they pitched well. The one thing with the Texas Rangers, though, kind of the big name for the Rangers, Adolis Garcia, really slumping this month, only hitting 179 so far this month. However, for the offense, while the offense doesn't rank particularly well this month, they are actually first with runners in scoring position this month. So kind of a fun fact for you there. Texas Rangers, they're taking advantage when they have the runners. They just don't get many of the runners. But anyway, they come in at number 26 for me. So coming in, we have the next tier coming up, 25 through 21. Again, I'm going to kind of move through the bottom tiers quicker. That way I can give a little more focus. I want to at least talk about these bottom teams a little bit. So, don't mind that I am working a little quickly through the bottom ones just so we we can get more to the playoff teams, but I do want to talk about these bottom teams just a smidge. For the Marlins, one thing coming in, or they're coming in at number 25 for me. One thing to note, the bullpen's been really good this month. Starting pitching is actually not ranked well. Offense is just not ranked well at all. But you got guys in the bullpen. Dylan Floro, Richard Blyer, Zach Thompson, Paul Campbell, Zach Pop, Anthony Bender. They've all pitched well out of that bullpen for the Marlins. So overall, they come in at number 25 for me. Coming in at number 24, we have the Minnesota Twins. Where do we have the Twins? There we go. So the one thing to note of for the Twins, kind of like the Marlins, the bullpen as well. Bullpen's been pretty good, 10th overall in this month. Alex Colomé, he's got 3 saves this month, a 1.76 FIP. Tyler Duffy with a 1.16 FIP. So a couple of bright spots with the Twins. It's a lost season. I'm sure we're going to see some moves for the Twins next year. There's still a lot of talent on that team. I expect the Twins to bounce back next season. Coming in now at number 23, we get the Chicago Cubs. Hey, they got hot there for a little bit. A lot of good stuff coming from the Cubs, and they've been playing some spoiler. Taking it to the Cardinals, taking it to the Reds lately, who are both gunning for a wild card spot, and the Cubs are taking it to them. For the Cubs, hey, one thing to note of with the Chicago Cubs, let's actually go pull this up here. For the Cubs, hey, they have the second best bullpen this month. Take a look at this bullpen. They are 6-1 out of the bullpen this month. They have a 3.44 ERA, a 3.12 FIP, just about 10 strikeouts per 9. Hey, that Chicago Cubs bullpen, it's been pretty good all year. So that's one bright spot for the Cubs. So hopefully they can keep that going into next year. Hey, who knows? Maybe they end up making a couple of moves in the offseason, but at least that bullpen has really shined this year. So Chicago Cubs, they got hot there for a little bit. But recently, for the Chicago Cubs, look at the Toronto Blue Jays. I wonder where the Toronto Blue Jays are going to come in on my power rankings. Stay tuned because, I'm real. These Blue Jays, man, they're just killing it. Man, they're up 8-0 right now, man. They are just scoring like 1 million runs per game. Holy cow. Anyway, let's go to the overall standings. So the Cubs lately... they're 6-4 in their last 10. Again, they were like 9-1 in their last 10 at one point, but they've dropped 3 straight. So the Cubs, hey, they got hot there for a little bit. They're basically just playing spoiler as of right now. So the Cubs, they come in at number 23 for me. Coming in at number 22, we have the Kansas City Royals. Kind of like these other bottom teams, their bullpen has really been flourishing. Scott Barlow, he's had a very underrated year this year. One of the more underrated relief pitchers this year. Domingo Tapia has a 2.34 FIP this month. Stallman, he has 11 strikeouts per 9 this month. But Kansas City, hey, they're playing spoiler to teams in the American League. So, hey, Kansas City, I wonder if they make a couple of moves in the offseason. They got some young talent on that team. Pretty excited to see what the Royals can do in the next couple of years. But coming in at number 21, the last team to fill out this tier, we have the Colorado Rockies. It's really funny with the Rockies because all offseason we had, how bad the Rockies were because of the Nolan Arenado trade. But you know what? I think the Rockies, honestly, could you maybe call the Rockies one of the more surprising teams this year? I understand. They have a losing record. What are they at? 66-78. Yeah, they're 12 games under 500. But, the Rockies, it's very interesting with the Rockies because I think a lot of people thought that this Rockies team shouldn't have been this good. I think a lot of people thought this Rockies team would be down here with Baltimore and Arizona, but you still got a lot of talent on that team. You got Ryan McMahon's having a good season this year. CJ Cron having a really good season this year. There's a lot to like about Colorado still. And Colorado, they might not be as far away as you might think. Sure, they got to fill up that farm system a little bit, but I think Colorado, they got some guys on that team where, add a couple of guys and maybe they can make it interesting for a wild card spot in the next year or two. Maybe. It depends on what they end up doing in the offseason. But, hey, they freed up all that money from Nolan Arenado. They got some money to spend. Trevor Story's coming off the books, and he hasn't really had that great of a year this year. Maybe the Rockies go out and spend some money this offseason. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rockies make a move this offseason, or at least try to at least. We'll have to wait and see. But for the Rockies, hey, it's for them, like I mentioned, CJ Cron, he's got 27 home runs this year, a 371 on base. German Marquez has actually been really good this month, a 1.64 ERA, 2.89 FIP over 2 starts so far this month. So, hey, there's some things to like about the Rockies. But alrighty, we're moving on to our next tier. We have gotten the first 10 teams out of the way. We are 1/3 of the way through. Hey, coming in at number 20, I thought about maybe putting this team at number 21. This team has been no-hit 3 times this year. Are you kidding me? The Cleveland Indians, soon to be the Cleveland Guardians, they've been no-hit 3 times. They just got no-hit again by the Brewers. I mean, are you kidding me? Corbin Burns and Josh Hader, absolutely dominant. Corbin Burns, what a start. But for the Indians, they rank near the bottom in almost everything. I think maybe their bullpen ranks in the higher 20s, but their offense is really bad. Just not really good for the Indians. But this is an Indians team that I saw beat my Red Sox at Fenway Park live. And I have to mention, my Red Sox are 0-2 in the games that I attend this year. I don't think I'm going to any more Red Sox games this year. I'm a bad luck charm. What can I say? But for the Indians, they're dead last in offense. You've been no-hit for the 3rd time. Whoa, we got a super chat. Whoa, Carlos Villar with $100. I'm not sure what currency that is, but hey, Carlos Villar, thank you so much. You're saying thanks for your videos. I love them. Let's go Giants. Greetings from Mexico. Hey, nice to see people from other countries are coming in and tuning in for some baseball. Carlos, thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching the videos, my friend. Be on the lookout. A lot more live streams coming up lately. I will actually be live tomorrow night. We're going to talk about more playoff stuff tomorrow night, and we'll be doing hot takes as usual later this week. And then, yeah, we got a lot of playoff baseball to talk about soon. So I'm getting pretty excited. I think everyone's starting to get revved up for the playoffs. So Carlos, thank you, my friend. And thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate that. But here we go. Yeah, the Indians, that offense can't hit anything. Please add a bat. Number 19, we have the Angels. The Angels, they actually rank 5th in starting pitching this month. Who would have thought? Jose Suarez, Jaime Barria have both pitched really well. Ohtani actually got hit hard by the Astros in his last start. I think he gave up, 6 or 7 runs. But Joe Adell, Jared Walsh, they have been hitting well for the offense. Doesn't rank overall all that well. But Ohtani, he is right now in the home run lead, or he's in the home run chase for the lead. I believe Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just hit his 45th home run. So let's actually go pull that up. I think Vlad just took the lead. Yeah, so he officially has the home run lead, Vlad Jr., but Shohei Ohtani not far behind. Can Vlad Jr. get the Triple Crown? This guy's just been nuts, man. Vlad Jr., absolutely crazy, man. I think there's a case for him to be the MVP. I don't think it's as, I think Shohei Ohtani right there for a good while was the MVP pick, but I think Vlad Jr., he's really making a case now. I mean, could you maybe even make a case where maybe you could have co-MVPs for the 2nd time in Major League Baseball history? That was a hot take last week. I forgot who turned that in, but thank you for that one. Could we see co-MVPs? I think you got a case for both. But Vlad Jr. officially has the lead in home runs, 45, but Ohtani only 1 behind. So, the Angels, once again, just having an up and down kind of a season. A kind of a yin-yang, yo-yo kind of a team. I don't know what to say about this Angels team, but you know what? The starting pitching has been good this month. They come in at number 19 for me. Coming in at number 18, hey, look at the Detroit Tigers. And you know what? I think it's very surprising to see them in this 3rd tier. Because I think a lot of people thinking, okay, they'll, probably be 26 through 30, maybe 21 through 25, but here they are in the 3rd tier. I mean, 16 through 20, that just shows how tough this Tigers team has been this year. Sure, maybe, they don't have a great record overall, but hey, they're 8 games under 500. They've had some good stretches of baseball this year. They've been a tough team to beat. They have not been easy to put away. They're a tough team, and they just fight until the end. That's what I like about this Tigers team. And hey, AJ Hinch, people can say what they want about him, but those players have played really hard for him, and you got to love it. You got to love what they're doing over there in Detroit. But if you take a look with Detroit. So one thing to take note of with Detroit is they rank 6th, or hold on a second, let me click on offense. They rank 5th in offense in this past month. That offense is clicking. They're hitting 271 this month, a 336 on base, a 490 slugging. Let's go take a look at some of these guys right now. Let's show some love to Detroit. But as of right now, I mean, Miguel Cabrera is hitting 452 this month. Heimer Candelario, I can never say it right. Heimer Candelario, or Candelario. Candelario? I think I'm saying that right. But look at this guy. He's got 4 home runs this month. He's hitting 302, a 362 on base. Hey, guy's killing it. 13 RBIs as well, leads the Tigers in the month of September. But like I said, look at Miguel Cabrera. This is the old Miguel Cabrera. What's going on? I mean, he's hitting 452 this month. He's got a 486 on base. This guy's just killing it. A 613 slugging. Harold Castro, 355, a 375 on base. Robbie Grossman, look at that 377 on base. I mean, come on. Akil Baddoo, one of the more fun players in the game this year. This guy, yeah, I'm sure he's going to get a couple of Rookie of the Year votes. I mean, he would definitely get a vote for me. I love me some Akil Baddoo. Even Victor Reyes is hitting well this month. A lot of good offense from the Tigers this month. Even Jonathan Schoop right there, or Scope. Sorry, I always want to say Schoop. 2 homers, hitting 286 on the month. So you got to love it. And then Eric Hayes, you know, overall, I feel like he's been a pretty decent player for the Tigers this year, pretty underrated. Hey, I mean, I'm sure he'll get some Rookie of the Year votes as well. Taking a look here. So, actually, he qualifies. Does he qualify? I think he qualifies, right? Does he? Yeah, I think he does, because I don't think he's had... So he had... Well, maybe. I think he does. He's had 3 seasons. Yeah, he has to qualify for it. Anyway, but he's got 21 home runs. I mean, maybe he'll get some consideration, but hey, at least the guy's hitting for some power. But for the Tigers, overall, they're getting the 17th, or no, the 18th spot for me. Coming in at number 17, we have the Phillies. I mean... What is there to say about this Phillies team? I mean, they're still right there. They're 2.5 back in the wild card race. Let's click out of this right here. Let's go to the wild card. Ah, crap. Let me click here. So in the wild card hunt right now, you know, the Phillies were right there as well. Right there in the division. They were a game back at one point, but they've dropped off a couple, you know, 4.5 back in the East right now. But Philly, they're right there with the wild card, you know, 2.5. You know, to me, when I look at the Phillies, I look at, you know, they remind me of like the Angels, you know, kind of like this team. They have talent. They're like the American League version of the Angels to me. A lot of talent on this team, but not a lot of depth. You know, not a lot of guys that are going to step up, you know, if someone goes down or if someone's slumping, there's not really someone you can call upon. And the Phillies, to me, it's just like, you know, Zach Eflin's a good one. You know, now luckily they've had Ranger Suarez step up for them this year. He's been really good. You know, and of course they've had Zach Wheeler, you know, Cy Young campaign for him. But Philly, they just can't seem to really put it together. They got hot there for a little while. They got hot again, but they're 3-7 in their last 10. And I don't know what it is with Philly, man. You know, one thing has definitely been the bullpen. The bullpen, they're 19th at September, but the starting pitching, it continues to flourish. Like I said, Ranger Suarez, he has a 1.62 FIP this month, over 10 strikeouts per 9. Who would have thought Ranger Suarez, you know, just dominating out of the rotation? Zach Wheeler, a 0.71 ERA this month with 12 strikeouts per 9. I mean, hey, the one thing with the Phillies that has been kind of a thorn in their side this month in particular, runners in scoring position. They're only hitting 188. That ranks 29th overall in September. They got to step it up with these guys in runners in the scoring position. They got to get the job done. Bryce Harper can't do it all. So Philly, as of right now, they come in at number 17 for me. Surprisingly enough, coming in, this team has really turned it around. Their division rival, the New York Mets, coming in at number 16, filling out the 3rd tier. Look at the Mets. Are you kidding me right now? Look at the Mets. Let's take a look. Where do they rank offensively this year? They have a negative 33.1 offensive runs above average, which overall ranks them 18th on the year. But look at the Mets in the month of September. They are 4th overall in offense this month. This team has just been killing it in offense. Take a look here. The New York Mets, I mean, look at Javier Baez. 422 average, a 480 on base, a 778 slugging, 4 home runs, 8 RBI. He's got 4 stolen bases as well. Look at Francisco Lindor. Guy's got 6 home runs this month, 14 RBIs, 273 average, a 377 on base, a 727 slugging. I mean, holy cow. I mean, what a middle of the infield you got going right here. Look at the offense from these two. Pete Alonso's killing it, getting on base, a few home runs. Kevin Pillar, look at that. Very nice, 390 on base. Jonathan Villar with a 364 on base. Conforto, he's been heating up this month. This offense has just been killing it. But, you know, the one problem with the Mets, you know, they just need to get the pitching, man. Jacob deGrom going down. You hate to see that. But this month, though, they have been stepping it up. They are 6th overall in starting pitching this month. Let's go take a look at the Mets overall. Let's kind of zero in on some of these guys. Let's click on the players' stats. Let's go to the month of September. And overall, right now, Rich Hill, look at Rich Hill. Over 12 innings so far this month, a 0.75 ERA, a 2.16 FIP. Carrasco's been stepping up over 3 starts. Stroman's been pretty good. Tyler McGill, even the FIP is a little better than that ERA. Taijuan Walker's been getting hit, though. He has not been really pitching well at all. A 9.58 ERA. FIP is still abysmal. There is one thing to note. The xFIP looks pretty good. He's not giving up, you know, a ton of fly balls. Not giving up. You know, he is giving up home runs, but he's just, I don't know. He's just, every time he gives up a fly ball, it's pretty much a home run. But so at least the xFIP is a little promising for him. So maybe that shows a little something. But oh, did I pronounce Hasey? I don't know. Whenever I see a name, I just say it like I see it. I don't know why I'm saying Hasey. So it's Haas, Eric Haas. Why can't they just spell it like that? And, you know, I come from England. When we learn our phonics, we learn phonics a little different over in England. I'm just saying. So I don't know. See, when I read Hauce, I'm seeing Haas. You know, but like when I'm seeing Hasse, I'm seeing like Hasey or Hassey. I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, don't mind me. I have a potato for a brain. Yeah. I apologize. But the Mets. Hey. Oh, whoa. We got a super chat coming in from Mickey Cassidy. A $5 super chat coming in. Thanks for your vids and oh yeah, I love this shirt. This is your body on creatine. Go check out Omar Esoff. That's where he has a YouTube channel, Omar Esoff. So it's Omar, O-M-A-R, and his last name is I-S-U-F. So go check him out. His company is called Rascal Apparel. I get all of my shirts from him. Like, so many funny shirts that he makes. I'm telling you, just go look at it. Rascal Apparel. So many funny shirts, and they all fit very nice. They're quite comfy, and they're soft on my sensitive skin. What can I say? You know, hey, Rascal Apparel, go get a shirt. But yes, I do like me some creatine. I take it every night before bed in hope of continuing on to get more gains. That's the goal, getting gains. Anyway, so moving on. So the Mets, hey, they're red hot. They're playing well lately. If you take a look overall, they're 72. I mean, they're 500, but they have been playing better. Let's take a look at where they're at in the standings. A half game behind Philly. They got a lot of. This is the problem for the Mets. They're only 3 out. Anything can happen, but you got a leapfrog here. 4 teams. You got Philly, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and then you got to get past San Diego as well. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for the Mets. I mean, they have done a great job getting back into it. Their offense has been killing it, but they got a lot of obstacles in their way because all these teams are going for it right now. I think the Mets, their best bet, keep just pounding the ball, try to pitch as good as you can. Hopefully that bullpen can just finish it off at the end of the games. Actually, where is their bullpen ranking as of right now? The Mets bullpen, 23rd. As of right now, that 5.03 FIP. I'm not liking that in the month of September. Not very good. So the Mets bullpen, they got to step it up a little bit. Starting pitching has been doing good. Offense is just awesome. Hopefully they can keep that up. And maybe they'll find themselves right there. So I think that's their best bet right now. Just keep winning. I mean, obviously. So, alrighty, moving on. We are now in the 11 through 15 tier. We have made it halfway. So 15 down, 15 to go. Coming in at number 15, we have the St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, look at the Cardinals. They're one game back right now. One game back of a wild card spot. Cincinnati, San Diego, they're tied with for winning percentage. St. Louis is right there, man. St. Louis, one big thing for them this month has been the bullpen. We're just talking about the bullpen with the Mets. St. Louis, they're third in the bullpen this month. 3.45 ERA, a 3.34 FIP, 9 strikeouts per 9. You got to love what they're doing. Let me actually go pull up here. Let me go pull up the St. Louis bullpen. Let's go take a look at some of these numbers. I believe St. Louis, you got guys like Gallegos, Luis Garcia, not the one on the Astros, the Cardinals Luis Garcia. He's been really stepping it up, man. He's been awesome. Let's go take a look. But yeah, hold on. Let me put September here. Hey, we're over 100 people in the chat. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? I'm not expecting, a 200-person night. Sunday nights is usually the night for the power rankings, so I'm not expecting a ton of people tonight, but I appreciate you all for stopping by tonight. But Gallegos, look, that ERA is really high. I understand that, but look at that FIP, a 0.16 FIP. That is just nasty. Like I said, Luis Garcia hasn't given up a run this month. Genesis Cabrera hasn't given up a run. Jake Woodford, no runs. Cody Whitley, no runs. This bullpen's been awesome. You got McFarland. He's actually been okay at 3.86 FIP. Andrew Miller. He's only pitched one inning. Never mind. I take that back. Ponce de Leon. He's been throwing a couple innings. Not really too effective. But these guys up here, these guys have been carrying this bullpen for the Cardinals. You got to love it. If we take a look here, they don't rank very well in offense this month. 17th. If we take a look at the starting pitching, St. Louis, where are you? 28th. Only 28th in starting pitching this month. A 5.68 ERA, a 5.85 FIP. Oh, didn't someone in the Mets-Cardinals game didn't the umpire just get hit in the face? Did I read that right? Yeah, that umpire just got drilled in the face tonight. I think, was it Edmundo Sosa tried making a throw to first? And dude just nailed the umpire right in the side of the face. That's I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not laughing at it, but it's just what? How does that even happen? God, hopefully that guy's okay. Yeah, hit in the face with the ball. It's not like it was just a bouncer or a hopper. Dude just got drilled straight in the face from an errant throw. So hopefully for that umpire, he was bleeding too. So hoping for a speedy recovery. Hopefully no concussions for that umpire. So Edmundo Sosa, please work on your throws, my friend. You can't be hurting the umpires out here. Anyway, but Cardinals, hey, they got to step it up a little bit with that starting pitching. The offense needs to take it up a notch. The bullpen, while they do rank well, like I said, they rank third this month. They've had their times where, Alex Reyes has given up a couple of walk-offs. They got to, keep that bullpen going, keep that, get that offense going, starting pitching. Hey, they got to try and just make it here in the last couple of weeks. So St. Louis Cardinals, they're not far out, only one game back. So, hey, got to love what the Cardinals, they've been able to do. They're always a second half team. Always a second half team. They're always kind of just hanging around, and then bam, they turn it on in the second half, and here they are. So would not be surprised in the least bit to see the Cardinals end up getting that second wild card. Really would not be surprised, because how many times have they done it in the past? They just do it. They just figure out a way to make it. So have to wait and see. Could you imagine the St. Louis Cardinals? They finish 83 and 79. Is that 162? I don't know if I'm getting that right, but could you imagine they win the wild card with even 85 wins, and then they beat the Dodgers in the wild card game? I would die laughing. I would laugh for about, a week straight. I would never be able to get that out of my head. Can that please just happen? Please. Alrighty. So, moving on. Coming in at number 14. I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to put the Cardinals here. I actually really thought about it. And I think a lot of you are probably going to say the same thing. I'm just kind of hanging on to some kind of hope here with this team. But the Padres, I mean, what are we doing? I have never seen, I mean, the one team that I can think about that had so much hype coming into a season, this reminds me of the 2011 Boston Red Sox. Like, how the Padres are still hanging around right now. How are they even in this wild card spot? I have no idea. It blows my mind just how, like, you know, if you look at these division leaders, you got the Giants, you got the hello. Are we here? Let me know if we're here. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I just hit some lag. Refresh. There we go. Alrighty, we're back. I gotta fix this internet, my friends. I gotta give my internet provider a call. I gotta say, hey, we got the playoffs coming up. I'm gonna be streaming. I can't be having this nonsense going on. So, alrighty. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, this National League, I mean, this is not a good league. You got the top teams, you got the division leaders, you got the two teams out west, the Giants and the Dodgers. Then you got the Brewers, and then Atlanta, and then everything else. It's just like, oh my God, you got, like, I mean, come on. The second wild card team is 6 games over 500. This Padres team, it is just wackadoodle. The fact that they are tied for second place, or for the second wild card right now. They lost 4 out of 5 this past week. They got swept by the Dodgers. Blake Snell, his groin just got destroyed. I don't know what's going on with that groin. That offense is 27th this month. They're only hitting .217 with runners in scoring position. I mean, the starting pitching has actually been okay. They ranked 12th this month, but the bullpen's dead last. So this San Diego team, they just can't seem to figure it out. I don't know what to say, but the fact that they're still here, it blows my mind that they are still right there. How these other teams just can't take advantage, I have no idea. I mean, honestly, do these teams want to get there? Like, what's going on here? Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but San Diego, the way they've been playing, they should be out of this race. I'm so surprised Cincinnati just didn't just put their foot on the pedal. You know, even St. Louis, I mean, you got hot there for a little while. Philly, I mean, how disappointing is that? At least the Mets should be there. This is just it's such a disappointing National League. But the Padres, you got to think this has probably got to be one of the most disappointing teams of all time. I mean, we got to wait for everything to play out. But San Diego, what a disappointment this has been this year. But it really shows they lack depth. They lack depth. I don't care what anyone tells me. I said this in the offseason. I said this. When the Padres were making all these trades, you know, I'm not saying a lot of those guys who traded away were going to be guys that they could use in the major leagues, but there were some guys, you know, that they could have used. You know, sure, you did get Blake Snell, but, you know, Luis Patino, that was someone you could have used. I mean, there's some other guys I'm not quite thinking. I mean, look at the trade last year for oh my God, I'm going so blank. I did this last time too. Mike Clevinger. I wanted for some reason to say Mackenzie Gore. That's another one. But Mike Clevinger, I mean, look what they gave up for Mike Clevinger. You know, major league ready guys. Look at Cal Quantrill this year for the Indians. Guy's been pitching great. Who else? Taylor Trammell. You know, that was another guy they gave up. You know, he could have contributed. I mean, I'm not sure what he could have really done. But they gave up some guys that probably could have contributed to this Padres team. There is no depth on this Padres team. These guys are getting hurt, and they got no one that can step up. And Mackenzie Gore, that's been a bust. I mean, that was a guy that, you know, was on track to be in the rotation this year. And that really just, I mean, I guess he's been pitching better lately in the minor leagues, but I don't think they think he's going to be ready for the major leagues this year. So, I mean, the Padres have no depth. I've said this for as long as I can remember. I said this in some off-season streams. I don't care how good your team is. You could have Murderer's Row for your lineup. You could have the 2011, 2012, the Phillies starting rotation with Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt. Who was the other guy in there? I can't remember, but like whatever, that stacked starting pitching staff. You could have the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen from this year and last year. I don't care how good your team looks. You need depth. It is a long season. It's 162 games. You could have the best lineup, the best starting pitching staff, the best bullpen. You need guys in the minor leagues. You need guys off your bench. You need depth. You need flexibility. When you don't have that, you're going to run into problems, because when your good guys go down, which they will because it's a long season and guys are going to slump as well, you got no one that can step in. You know, when you don't have that next man up, I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, I think a championship team, the best player on a championship team is the next man up. That's my personal opinion. Look at these championship teams in the past where they've had guys step up if someone's slumping or goes down. Plenty. You know, the Red Sox teams that have won in the past, you know, yeah, like they had Mookie Betts. They had the MVP, you know, for the regular season that year. Mookie Betts did not hit well in the playoffs that year. Look at Steve Pearce, the guy they got at the trade deadline that year, or whenever they traded for him that year. That guy stepped up and was the World Series MVP. I'm telling you, the most important guy on your team is the next man up. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't know. The San Diego Padres, they don't have that. They don't have depth. They've had these guys go down. They look great on paper coming into the year. But they are lucky to be in this spot. Their only hope right now is to get healthy, get clicking, and just get rolling. That's their only hope. They have no other guys that can step up for them. Snell, you know, that's a big loss. You know, that's a guy for the playoffs. You know, he's pitched well in the playoffs before. That's a loss. Darvish, you don't know what you're going to get out of Darvish. The guy could blow out his back one start. You don't even know what's going to go on with him. Musgrove, guy's had an iffy shoulder. He's had a good season this year, but what are you going to get out of him? You know, are you going to be able to, I'm sure he's going to be fine, but who knows if something happens with him. A lot of injuries this year for the Padres. You're going to get Clevinger back next year, but that guy's always getting hurt as well. So, I don't know. The Padres, they have no depth, and it's really showing, and it's been really sad to see. This Padres team reminds me of the 2011 Red Sox. That team should have been really good, but they had no depth. They had no depth. They had no guy. When starting pitchers started going down, John Lackey was thrown with a bum elbow that year. They had no one in the minor leagues that could come up. Matsuzaka was out hurt for the whole year, basically the whole year. They were having Tim Wakefield go out there and give up moonshot after moonshot after moonshot because his knuckleball was just no good anymore. But they're running this guy out there because they have no one else out there. They're calling up the guys like Kyle Weiland. And I'm like, who the hell is Kyle Weiland? Like really, this is the guy we're going to depend on to save our season in September where we collapsed? Sorry, but that's not going to work. The good teams are the ones that have depth. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, I have gone on long enough. The Padres, they need to figure something out. Let's take a look at their schedule. Again, their offense is just not good lately. Only hitting 217 with runners in scoring position this month. They're dead last in relief pitching. Sure, the starting pitching's been okay. They ranked 12th. But overall, this team is just not clicking. But let's take a look at the rest of their schedule. You got the Giants coming up here. That's going to be tough. You got a 4-game. This is really bad. This is really bad. You got back-to-back series against division leaders. Then you got the Dodgers, who you just got swept by. And then you go, this is so bad. This is bad, man. I figured maybe they could step it up against these teams. You know, you split with the Angels there. Oh, sorry, I missed this. You got the Giants tonight. You're losing to them right now in the bottom of the second. Then you got the Cardinals. That's going to be an important series. They need to take at least 2 against the Giants. They have to. They can't lose that series, and they're already in a bad spot. This is tough, man. This is really bad. I predicted the Padres, they would figure it out, but, you know, they did take 2 out of 3 there against the Astros. But you should have won. You should have won both those games against the Angels. I mean, you can't get swept by the Dodgers. This is bad. This is really bad for the Padres right now. They are somehow, though, still just hanging on to this wild card spot. It blows my mind how they're still here. At this point, folks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say, I don't know, man. Trust, I want to believe in this team, but this schedule, I mean, you got to think with your head here. This is going to be a tough schedule. This is really tough. And they're still here, but, I mean, you should be able to at least split with the Braves. You got to find a way to win this series with the Giants. If you can sweep the Cardinals next weekend or this weekend, that's definitely going to be good, obviously, especially with a team that's right there for the wild card. They got to get it together. They got to get a kumbaya meeting going, and they got to figure this out. So I will say, though, the Padres, if they make it to the playoffs, if they make it, watch out. I'm going to say that right now. You don't want to play this Padres team in a wild card game. I would not want to play this Padres team in a wild card game. I don't care if you're the Dodgers. I don't care if you're the Giants. I don't care who ends up getting that first wild card. I don't want to play this Padres team in a wild card game because that team has too much talent. Sure, maybe they haven't been playing, up to their capabilities, and they've been pretty terrible since the All-Star break. But don't give that team a shot. If you give them one game, I mean, they could go on a run. I'm just pointing that out right now. Anyway, let's move on. I've rambled on enough about the Padres. Coming in at number 13, we got the Cincinnati Reds. Hey, Cincinnati, bit of a tough week last week. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Cubs, 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals. The offense is not clicking lately. They ranked 22nd in offense this month. However, Eugenio Suarez, he's been heating up lately. He's been hitting some home runs. His average is looking pretty good. Castellanos is hitting .310 this month with 4 home runs. Jonathan India, who I said was going to be a key player for the Cincinnati Reds, and I also said Eugenio Suarez could be a key player too, because that guy's been not really all that great this year. But Jonathan India was the guy that I picked for to be a key player. He's been hitting really well. I believe he's hitting over 300. If we go take a look at the Cincinnati Reds offense here, the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, what did I just click? Here we go. So yeah, Eugenio Suarez, 3 home runs, 333 average. He's got a 944 slugging this month. Jonathan India, 362 on base. He's got 3 home runs. Look at Aristides Aquino, man. He's got a 474 on base over the 8 games he's played. Joey Votto, if this guy can, start getting that batting average up, that's going to really help. He's still got a couple of home runs and a 350 on base. So, you got to love that. Jared Cole, I see you. How intense, awesome would an all-California Division be? Take the NL West to swap out the Rockies and Diamondbacks. I think that would be fun. Let's do it. Maybe one day. I wonder if we're going to get some realignment. I wonder if there's going to be any kind of realignment in the next 5 to 10 years. Have to wait and see. For the Reds, I mean, the offense, though, sure, these guys have been hitting pretty well, but they only ranked 22nd overall in offense. So the main problem with the Cincinnati Reds is they're only hitting .215 with runners in scoring position in September. That's going to be a problem. The starting pitching has been slumping a little bit this month. They're 21st in starting pitching. The bullpen has been better. They ranked 14th this month, but it's just been a thorn in their side all month. Or all year, sorry. It's been a little better lately, but the Cincinnati Reds, they're just going to need to start picking it up. I mean, they got the talent to get a wild card. Right now, they're tied for a wild card spot. I rambled on about the Padres for so long, but right now the Reds are tied. So it's going to be interesting. Let me actually pull up the Reds' schedule. What do they got here? Kyle Duffield, what's going on? 279. Here we go. Vladdy's home run tonight is incredible. Must see. I would love to play it, but knowing Major League Baseball, I'll probably get a copyright on it, my friend. So everyone, please go to MLB.com or wherever you get your baseball highlights, and please go watch Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s home run. I would play it, but I don't want to get that copyright. So here we go. Anyway, for the Cincinnati Reds, taking a look-see. I love that Reds logo, man. I love that old logo. Gotta love it. But the Reds do have a favorable schedule. You got the Pirates coming up. You got a tough series with the Dodgers. Then you got the Pirates again. Then you got the Nationals. And then you got the White Sox. And then you got the Pirates. I mean, if you were to right now pick between, the Reds or the Padres, I mean, you don't know. Who knows? Maybe the Padres can get red hot. But this schedule right here really favors the Reds. They're in a good spot. They're tied for the wild card, for the second wild card, and their schedule is so much easier. So, but can the Reds take advantage? They got the path. They have the path, but can they take advantage? Can they get it done? Have to wait and see. But the Cincinnati Reds, they come in at number 13 for me. Coming in at number 12, I'm going with the Seattle Mariners. Hey, my Mariners, I think our Mariners, the Seattle Mariners, have been America's team this year. But my Red Sox are playing the Mariners right now. What is going on? Let's actually go take a look here. What's going on with my Red Sox and the Mariners? Mariners already with a 1-0 lead. So I have to wait and see what my Red Sox can do here. It's got a long game left. But the Mariners, they've been fun. I mean, I've been saying it plenty of times. Every week, it feels like the Mariners, they've just been one of the more fun teams this year. And you love a team that when you can see they have so much of a future ahead of them, but they're just already so far ahead of what they're supposed to be. So if we take a look at the Mariners as of right now, they're right there. They're 3 games back of that second wild card spot. They're 6-4 in their last 10. So the Mariners, they've been really making some stuff happen. It's funny with the Mariners because their offense never really ranks particularly well, but they've been so clutch this year. So many walk-off hits, so many hits with runners and guys, so many hits with guys in scoring position, really getting it done when it matters most, especially in the later innings. They've been just a great team in high-leverage situations. The starting pitching, it hasn't really ranked particularly well this year. Let me actually go pull that up real quick. The Seattle Mariners starting pitching this year only ranks 23rd. The reason, the ERA, it's not great, but it's not bad. The FIP, it's not great, but it's not bad. They don't strike out a lot of guys. They don't really keep the walks down too much, but they don't walk a ton of guys. They give up some home runs, but they don't give up a ton of home runs. They're starting pitching, they just get it done. But where it really matters for the Mariners is that bullpen. Right now, second best bullpen this year. They're 39-25 out of that bullpen. They have 42 saves on the year. That bullpen has a 3.63 FIP. I mean, this bullpen's been phenomenal. Let's actually go take a look. How have they been doing this month? The bullpen this month for Seattle, they're 5th in this month. So not very far off from what they've been. A 3.32 ERA, a 3.23 FIP. I mean, they've had a lot of... look at all these zeros here. Casey Sadler, Drew Steckenrider, Yohan Ramirez, Justice Sheffield. The ERA is a little high, but that FIP is a lot better. They just got Matt Andriese from my Red Sox. They picked him up, and he's been great. 3 innings for them this month. Hasn't given up a run. Diego Castillo, he came over in that trade with the Rays. He's been good this month. Swanson's been good this month. I mean, they got Doolittle. Don't forget about him. He has an 11.25 ERA, but that FIP is a 3.41. You got to like that. Joe Smith hasn't given up a run. The bullpen is just phenomenal. They just really get it done. So you got to love what this Mariners bullpen has been able to do. hey, that's their formula. They score late. They keep the starting pitching keeps it close. They score late. They score when guys are in that end scoring position, and then the bullpen closes it out. That's been their formula this year, and it's really kept them around. So like I said, they are 3 games out of that wild card spot. But for the Mariners, for me, as of right now, they're 12th overall on my power rankings this week. Coming in at number 11, division rival, the Oakland A's. You got to love that the Oakland A's, they're still hanging around. They always find a way to just hang around, this Oakland A's team. They're either really good or they just hang around. So for the Oakland A's, they have been very good with the offense. They're 9th in offense this month, but they have the second best team with runners in scoring position. This month, they're hitting .337 with runners in scoring position. That's phenomenal. That ranks 2nd overall. Starling Marte's been hitting .350 this month with a .381 on base, a .600 slugging. Mark Canha has a .370 on base. He has a .590 slugging, 4 home runs. Matt Olson hitting .293 this month, a .340 on base, a .512 slugging. So you got to love what these guys are doing for the Oakland A's. They're 9th in starting pitching this month. Sean Manaea with a 1.93 ERA and a 1.73 FIP. Frankie Montes with a 2.63 ERA this month. The bullpen, though, has been kind of letting them down a little bit. If you take a look at the Oakland bullpen, they're 27th this month. They're 1-4, a 7.88 ERA, a 5.76 FIP. I thought this bullpen was going to be the thing that kind of held them back. You know, they lost Liam Hendricks in the offseason. They brought in a Trevor Rosenthal, but that was kind of just a lost cause altogether. Hey, you know, I knew that was going to be the problem for the Oakland A's because they had a lot of starting pitching, a lot of guys that can get on base in that lineup that can hit for power. It was the bullpen that I thought was going to be the kryptonite, and right now it's holding them back. That 27th bullpen, it's not good. So if we take a look at Oakland, but they're only 3 games back. Right now they are tied with the Seattle Mariners, have identical records. The Mariners have been just playing a little better lately, but Oakland, they rank. It's funny how Oakland, they rank better in, offense and starting pitching, but the Mariners bullpen has just been so good. And that's been, where they kind of even out this year. So Oakland and Seattle, they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses, and they've really just balanced out this year. So they've canceled each other out, it seems. But for Oakland, they come in at number 11 for me this week. Coming in at number 10, here we go. We have reached our top 10. 204 people in the chat, 204 people here to see the top 10. This one might come as a surprise. I decided not to take this team out of the top 10. I know they've been slumping lately, but they had a good win today. They had a comeback win. Joey Gallo had a home run today. I'm putting the Yankees at number 10. They've been playing really bad lately. If you take a look, just a couple of weeks ago, they were number 4 on my power rankings. And now they've dropped all the way to number 10. What is going on with this Yankees team? Well, they're not ranking well in anything. They rank very poor in starting pitching. They rank very poor. No, I wouldn't say very poor in starting pitching. They rank 14th. But they rank very poor in offense. They're 26th in offense this month, 14th in starting pitching, and they have the 26th best bullpen. So let's go break this team down a little bit. Overall on the year, the Yankees are 12th in offense. They are 6th in starting pitching, and they're 4th in relief pitching. Good bullpen all year. Good bullpen. But this is a very up and down team, this Yankees team. They got really hot there. I mean, they were so up and down. They made the trades for Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo. They brought in a Clay Holmes. He's been great out of that bullpen. But, man, they won 13 straight, and it's just like, okay, we just lose. We lose a little bit, and maybe we win again at the end of the season. But the Yankees this month, like I said, they're 27th in offense this month. I mean, they're only hitting .213 this month. What is going on? Starting pitching. Actually, let's go pull up some guys. Let's see what some of these guys are doing for the Yankees. Gallo just hit a home run today. I have to say, Brett Gardner, gotta say, he's been heating up a little bit lately, hitting .281 this past month. DJ LeMahieu, I haven't heard one thing about this guy this year. This guy was one of the top free agents in the offseason, and I haven't heard one thing about DJ LeMahieu. Let's go pull up. I've heard more about Anthony Rizzo, who's been with the Yankees for less than 2 months. Right? 2 months. He's been with the Yankees for less than 2 months, and I've heard more about him than DJ LeMahieu. But DJ LeMahieu this year, I mean, kind of a whatever year. He had 10 home runs last year in 50 games, and he's got 9 home runs this year in 136 games. DJ LeMahieu, what the heck happened? Your batting average dropped. Your on base dropped. Your slugging dropped. What the heck is going on with DJ LeMahieu this year? At least he still provides that flexibility. I don't know. DJ LeMahieu, that's definitely been a guy. I think his struggles this year, he's kind of been that spark plug for the Yankees a lot. And you know, hey, you look at the Yankees offense, it's been very up and down. DJ LeMahieu's not been that guy this year. Looking at the bullpen for the Yankees. Actually, hold on. Let me go back to the offense really quick. For the Yankees, Anthony Rizzo, a couple home runs this month. Hey, Gary Sanchez had the walk-off hit today. Got to keep that in mind. But Gary Sanchez, I don't know, man. What are his numbers? I think he had over 20 home runs, right? 21 home runs. I'm sorry, though, but God, a 208 average, a 311 on base. His defense has been good this year. It's been better. You got to give him a little credit for that. That's the one thing with Gary Sanchez. I've been really on to him about that, is that defense. But it's been good this year. It's been good. So give him a little credit. But actually, how has his framing been? That's one thing he's had a little bit of a tough time. Nope, still not good. His framing's a negative 1.9. He has negative 9 defensive runs saved. So, I don't know. Gary Sanchez, I don't know. Maybe I take it back. His defense doesn't look all that great. The defensive runs above average, that does look good at least. But the defensive runs saved, the framing, it's still not good. Still not good. But for the Yankees bullpen, 26 this month. They have a 5.63 ERA, a 6.05 FIP. Bullpen's got to step up for the Yankees. But if we take a look at the rest of their schedule, actually, I mean, they're out of the wild card right now. If you ended the season right now, it would be the Blue Jays and the Red Sox for a wild card. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather play the Yankees right now than the freaking Blue Jays. These Blue Jays are terrifying right now. I don't want to play the Blue Jays. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to play the Blue Jays right now. Where the heck are they going to fall in my power rankings? But, hey, we got a spaced out champ. What's going on? Just subscribed. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, the Yankees, half a game out. So they did win today, but they were 2-8 in their last 10. They got swept by the Blue Jays earlier this week. Man, I think they got swept by the A's too. I could be. Did they play the A's? Didn't they get swept by the A's? Or am I thinking of another team? Who did they play this week? No, I'm thinking going back to August. That's the team that broke their win streak. But yeah, swept by the Blue Jays. You lost 2 out of 3 to the Orioles the weekend prior to that. You lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets. Right, but you did win today against the Twins. This is where you turn it around. The game today, I wonder if that's where this season turns around. You know, you got a good comeback win. You've been struggling lately. You got an easy series with the Orioles coming up. You got a weak offense with the Indians coming up. You got the Rangers coming up. I think personally, I think this is where the Yankees turn it around. I mean, you got a birthday gift of a stretch right here. This is where you turn your season around. You got 3 with the Orioles, 3 with the Indians, 3 with the Rangers. Would not be surprised if they went 9-0 for these games. Then you win 10 straight. This is where you do it. You want to really solidify yourself as a wild card? This is it. So this is going to be a very interesting series against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays after that. And then the Rays. Hey, this is going to be interesting. But this is playoff baseball, my friends. I'm getting quite excited. But for the Yankees, they come in at number 10. They do make my top 10. So coming in at number 9, we have the Atlanta Braves. So the Atlanta Braves, hey, you know what? I'm very happy for the Braves because they were kind of just middle of the road like all season. But they have really figured it out ever since the trade deadline. They brought in some guys. They brought in a Jorge Soler. He's been great. Connor Dobas, I think I said that right. Just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Hello, hello. Just in time for playoff baseball coming up. So we have the Atlanta Braves in first place, 4.5 games ahead of the Phillies, 6-4 in their last 10. Look at that run differential. Remember when during the season at one point I think they all had a negative run differential? Actually, I think the Marlins were the only team in this division that had a positive run differential. Remember that? Now, look at the Braves. They've really turned it on ever since that trade deadline. I think they're going to be this team. You know, I made a bit of a bold prediction. I said the Phillies were going to take advantage and they were going to get hot and they would win that division. And, you know, hey, I'm not good at predictions. Don't ever listen to my predictions. What can I say? But predictions are fun. What can I say? But the Braves... let's go pull up some numbers. Overall on the year, the Atlanta Braves, they rank 9th in offense. They are 13th in starting pitching. And they're 12th in the bullpen. Pretty solid numbers all the way across the board. This month, they're 13th in offense. They are... where are we at? They're 19th in starting pitching, I believe. 19th in starting pitching. And then the bullpen, they are 15th in the bullpen. So, you know, pretty middle of the road numbers right now for the Braves. You know, nothing crazy, but they're doing enough to win these games and to stay in first place. That's kind of what you're looking at right now with the Braves. But if we take a look at some of these numbers, what have they been up to this month? Atlanta, let's go pull up the starting pitching. You got to give some credit to that Atlanta starting pitching this year. No Mike Soroka this year, but they've had guys really stepping up. Adam Duvall, I got him on my fantasy team, which, by the way, I am 1 week away from making the championship. I'm going to say this right now. If there's one thing that I'm good at, it's fantasy baseball. I'm just saying. I won the championship in my league back in, 2015. I took 2016 off, 2017, 2018, 2019. And then, I took 2015 off, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. I took a 5-year break. Last year, played fantasy baseball for the first time in 5 years, won the championship last year, and now I am 1 week away from advancing to the championship. And the guy that is on the other side of the bracket, he is the number 4 seed. I'm the 2 seed. He's the number 4 seed, and he is just killing the number 1 seed. And the guy that's killing him, I beat that guy 3 times this year. I'm 3-0 against him. I'm just saying I'm on my way to a 2nd straight championship. So I'm just saying. Anyway, I digress. But the reason I'm bringing up fantasy baseball is Adam Duvall has been killing it. I had him on my fantasy team in the last couple of weeks. He's been killing it. 5 home runs, 289 average. Not a great on base, but that's what you get with an Adam Duvall. He's got 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Freddie Freeman, he's been hot. What's going on with the Freddie Freeman talks? So the Braves and Freddie Freeman, are they going to come to an agreement? That's going to be really interesting. I feel like they're going to come to terms. I feel like they'll figure it out. I just can't see Freddie Freeman leaving the Braves. He wants to stay. The Braves want him. I don't see why you get rid of him. He's had a really good year. Travis d'Arnaud's been solid, but they need some other guys here to step up. Ozzie Albies needs to step up. Jorge Soler has still been hitting well, so give him some credit there. But you need some of these other guys like Ozzie Albies. I understand he has 5 home runs and the 8 RBIs, but if he can start hitting a little bit more for average, get that on base up a little bit, I think that's really going to help. So I'm just very impressed by this Atlanta Braves team, especially after losing Ronald Acuna Jr. You got to love what the Braves have been doing. You got to love what they've been doing. But the starting pitching for the Atlanta Braves, Charlie Morton, this guy's been just, he was on what I had a top 10 list for underrated players recently. This guy was at number 3 or 4 for me. Charlie Morton has not been getting any credit this year. Max Fried's been really good this month. However, Noah, Anderson, Tucson, they've been struggling. So they need these guys to step up a little bit. And, you know, the bullpen, it's middle of the road. If they can start dominating a little bit more out of that bullpen, that's going to be really good. But for the Braves, they're kind of, you know, keeping pace right now. That's what they're doing. But hey, they're a solid team. I would not want to play the Braves in the playoffs. They've been very good since the trade deadline. So they come in at number 9 for me. Barely coming in at number 8. I have my Red Sox coming in at number 8. I thought about putting them in the number 9 spot. But for the Red Sox, the difference for me having them slightly ahead of the Braves, it's just the stats, really. It's just the stats this month. You know, the Braves, they're 11th in offense, while the Red Sox are 8th in offense this month. The Braves are 19th in starting pitching, while the Red Sox are 11th in starting pitching. And the Braves bullpen is 15th this month, while the Red Sox are 12th. So slight edge for the Red Sox at number 8 for me. I did want to put them at number 9. If there's one team that's really tough on my Red Sox, you know, it's me. Or what did I just say? If there's one guy that's really tough on my Red Sox, it's me. So I went with the numbers here. I gave them a slight edge. They had a couple of tough series this past week. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Rays. They lost 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. But, you know, tough games against the White Sox there. You know, walk-off loss on Sunday. That was just, my Red Sox. You know, fun team in the first half, but they've been breaking my heart a lot in the second half. But, you know, they did win the series finale against the Rays there. It had a close game with them. You know, even that opener, that heartbreaker of a game where, oh my God, that was just so awful. The Nelson Cruz inside the park home run. Oh my God, kill me. But for the Red Sox, they've been playing tough. They continue to be a tough team. They still have some guys on the COVID list. So they've been doing what they can, you know, while short on some guys. Nick Pivetta came back. I was supposed to see Nick Pivetta at Fenway Park. I was taking a tour. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. I get a notification on my phone saying Nick Pivetta was being placed on the COVID list. And so I was like, okay, well, this is great. And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, my Red Sox are going to lose today. And they lost that game. But Nick Pivetta did come back this past weekend, pitched really well. So if they can get him for a few starts down the stretch, that's really going to help. But for the Red Sox, you know, the offense has been really good. Like I said, they rank 8th overall. Bobby Dahlback, he's been really killing it. Travis Shaw, the mayor of Ding Dong City, has come back to Boston and really provided a bit of a jolt for them. Hunter Renfroe's been doing it with the bat and the arm. He basically beat the Rays by himself this past week. Alex Verdugo continues to hit. Yeah, I mean, Rafael Devers, he's been, I wouldn't say slumping, but he's not killing it. He's getting on base a lot. Xander Bogaerts did come back. If he can just get himself going a little bit, that's going to be really good. JD Martinez has been pretty solid for the most part, so you got to love that. You know, the Red Sox offense, I'd say the star of the show lately, I would say it's either Hunter Renfroe or Bobby Dahlback. But Hunter Renfroe has been really impressive all around. So, gotta love that. But, hey, that's what I like about this Red Sox team. They have all these different guys that kind of step up for you. With the starting pitching, Nathan Eovaldi's been good. Like I said, Pivetta came back and pitched well. Chris Sale's been pretty good. And Tanner Houck's been okay. Eduardo Rodriguez, he's been a little bit. But the Red Sox have been having some good numbers. Like I said, Eovaldi, 2.03 ERA this month. Nick Pivetta came back, had a shutout game. Or shutout baseball for 5 1/3. Chris Sale's been pitching well. So 2.79 ERA. The FIP I would like to see come down a little bit. Erod, I mean, ERA is high, but a 4.30 FIP. That's around league average. Tanner Houck, 4.20. He's just not getting a lot of innings. That's where his youth is really showing. He's not really able to work deep into these games. He needs to add another pitch. To me, Tanner Houck kind of has like that Tyler Glasnow effect. He has, he's got the sinker and he's got the slider, so now he needs more pitches. I think he's got to get some more pitches in that repertoire a little bit, kind of like Tyler Glasnow, where he added a slider, and look at the steps that Tyler Glasnow took. So if Tanner Houck can start throwing a few more pitches, I think it's going to be really good. Yeah, Cutter Crawford was the guy that took the place of Nick Pivetta. And as you can see, the 2 innings of Cutter Crawford, I saw those live. A 22.50 ERA, a 10.66 FIP. Yeah, I saw that live. So, gotta love it. He did have a few strikeouts, though. So, I guess it wasn't all lost. And the Red Sox were in that game until the end, until Phillips Valdez blew it at the end. Anyway, Connor Siebold came up too. But bullpen's been good. They did just get Hirokazu Sawamura back. I think he was on the COVID list, I believe. But for the Red Sox overall, they come in at number 8 for me. If we take a look at the standings, right now, the Red Sox, they are the number 1 wild card the number 2, right? Or they're tied. Winning percentage tied with the Blue Jays. So it's going to be a big one. This is going to be big tonight. The Blue Jays, that game went final. So the Blue Jays now are looking to see what the Red Sox end up doing. The Red Sox are losing 2-0 right now. So, hey, the Blue Jays could be the number 1 wild card before the end of the night. So, alrighty, coming in at number 7, we got the Chicago White Sox coming in at number 7 for me. Kind of a, up and down week for the White Sox. You lost 2 out of 3 to the A's, but they won 2 out of 3 against my Red Sox. They had the walk-off. Who was it again? Was it Luis Garcia with the walk-off for the White Sox? But Yasmani Grandal, Garcia, Robert, Moncada, Goodwin, they've all been performing. Jose Abreu, Cesar Hernandez, though, Eloy Jimenez, Gavin Sheets, Andrew Vaughn, they've been slumping, so they need those guys to step up. Overall, they're 14th in offense this month. The starting pitching, though, very good. Carlos Rodon, he pitched well against my Red Sox the other night, a 1.80 ERA, a 2.36 FIP this month. Gotta love what he's doing. Lance Lynn, he was awesome against the Red Sox, I believe, yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. But Dallas Keuchel, though, Reynaldo Lopez, Dylan Cease, they've been struggling. So, kind of, good starting pitching, actually. They ranked 7th overall in starting pitching this month. So, yeah, Rodon and Lynn, they've been good, but they need those guys at the back end to start stepping up a little bit. The bullpen, though. Look at the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. This month, they are the number 1 bullpen. Overall, 3.24 ERA, a 2.59 FIP. You know what I thought was actually kind of cool from this past weekend? The Red Sox went up against Craig Kimbrell. I thought that was actually pretty cool to see. I think that was the first time they went up against Craig Kimbrell since he left the Red Sox. So I thought that was a pretty neat little story from this past weekend. So, hey. But the White Sox bullpen, man, they've been just killing it. I mean, look at these numbers. Look at the numbers for the White Sox bullpen. So, Liam Hendricks, the guy continues to dominate. He's got 4 saves this month. Kimbrel, a 1.23 FIP. Ryan Tepera, sure, the ERA is high, but a 2.07 FIP. Mike Wright Jr. hasn't given up a run. Jose Ruiz hasn't given up a run. Garrett Crochet continues to be awesome, hasn't given up a run. And look at Aaron Bummer, 4 innings, a 2.25 ERA. He's been awesome. What else is there to say? Michael Kopech has been struggling this month. He has an 8.31 ERA, a 5.93 FIP. So, White Sox bullpen, it's been awesome. What else is there to say? They come in at number 7 for me. Coming in at number 6, we have the Houston Astros coming in at number 6. Hey, this Astros team, they just keep going here. I kind of thought about putting the White Sox here, but I don't know. There's something about the Astros. I just always find this Astros team to be really dangerous. I don't know if it's because they kind of took it to my Red Sox this year. Maybe I have a bit of a, I don't know. I'm a little scared of the Astros. I don't know what it is. They just scare me. They just that offense. I mean, honestly, the Blue Jays, they scare me a little more right now. But the Astros, if we take a look right now, overall, they have the 5th best record, just slightly ahead of the White Sox. Just slightly ahead. I give a bit of an edge to the Astros a little bit. If we take a look, the Astros have been way better against teams that are over 500 this year, 43-31 against teams over 500, while the White Sox only 25-29. So the Astros, they get a slight edge in that department for me. In 1-run games, the Astros are a 500 team. They're 16-16. They're 7-7 in extra inning games. But the White Sox are only 15-21 in run-1 games. So that's kind of where I separate the Astros and the White Sox. I still think the White Sox are a very dangerous team. It's no disrespect to Chicago. I just give that slight edge to the Astros, if that makes any sense. I don't know. They just scare me. I don't know. The Astros, I just don't want to go up against them in the playoffs. They just scare the crap out of me. But for the Astros, though, they won 2 out of 3 against the Angels and the Mariners last week. The offense, 7th overall in the offense. So let's take a look here. Or no, sorry, 6th overall in the offense. Let's go pull up some of these guys. Can we please give some love for Kyle Tucker? This guy's been so good this year. Underrated player this year. I feel like no one's talking about Kyle Tucker. He's been the best player for the Astros this month. Take a look at what he's doing. He's hitting .429 over 10 games, a .512 on base, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Jose Altuve's been hitting. Bregman's been hitting. Correa's been hitting. Gurriel's been hitting. I mean, look at these guys. These guys continue to hit. The Blue Jays have been they've been really good with the offense. They've been on fire lately. But the Astros have just been killing it with the offense all year. I do not want to pitch against the offense here. For the starting pitching, it's been solid. Overall, Houston, they rank 8th overall this month, a 4.41 ERA, but the FIP, a lot better, 3.77, 8.5 strikeouts per 9. Need to get those walks down a little bit. It's a little high, 3.71 walks per 9. Under 1 home run per 9, though. You got to love that. They really do a good job at keeping the home runs down. So let's take a look at some of these guys with Houston. Taking a look. Jake Odorizzi, he's been good this month over 2 starts, a 2.06 FIP. You'd like to get a few more innings out of him if you can. Jose Urquidy, the FIP is better, but he's just got to be more effective. Lance McCullers Jr., he's 2-0 this month. I think he just won yesterday, or was it today? I can't remember. Luis Garcia, overall, he's had a really good rookie season. Remember, we talked about Luis Garcia on the Cardinals earlier, and now this is Luis Garcia on the Astros. So both Luis Garcias have been really good this year. But Luis Garcia definitely has a case for Rookie of the Year. Framber Valdez, he needs to start picking it up a little bit. But overall, I mean, they've been good for the most part. It just needs to be a little better. But overall, they do rank 8th in the starting pitching. The bullpen, though, they have struggled. If we take a look at the bullpen for the Astros, 20th this month. Sure, that ERA is a 3.86. That's fine and dandy, but that FIP scares me, a 5.23 FIP. Look at the walks per 9 with the Astros bullpen this month. Over 6 walks per 9. They're walking a ton of guys. They got to get those walks down. So that scares me a little bit with the Astros. That bullpen, it's been a little up and down this year. They did add some guys. I like the Phil Maton ad that they had there from the Indians. He's actually been pretty good for the bullpen. But Presley, though, the one thing about Presley for the bullpen, if we take a look, his ERA is really high this month. But look at his FIP. It's a 2.62 FIP. He's just walking a lot of guys. He's got to get those walks down. Stanek's been good. Maton's been good. Brooks Raley has been good. So they're getting a lot of production. Kendall Graveman's been good. Brandon Bilak's been good. FIP is a little high, though. Got to look out for that. He's walking a lot of guys. 9 walks per 9. Kendall Graveman's walking a lot of guys, too. So, again, it's just these walks for the Astros. They're not doing all that great. Yimi Garcia has been getting roughed around a little bit. He's got to step up. That's the only thing I'm worried about the Astros is the bullpen. But overall, they come in at number 6. So here we go. Numbers 1 through 5. We have made it to the top tier. Coming in at number 5. Maybe this will be a bit of a shocker to some of you. But you know what? I'm going with the hot hand to start off the top 5, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays are absolutely on fire. They just took it to the race today. They beat them 8-1. What the heck is going on with the Toronto Blue Jays? Can someone please tell me what is going on with the Toronto Blue Jays? They're destroying everyone in their path. They're 9-1 in the last 10, right? They're 9-1, and they've won 3 straight. They're 80-63. They have just completely exploded at the right time. Holy cow. They are the ones that swept the A's. They swept the Yankees. Good grief. I mean, look at Toronto's offense this month. They have a 47.3 offensive runs above average. The next best team is at 21.4. Look how far apart they are in the offense. They are killing it. They're hitting .322 as a team. They got a .407 on base, a .637 slugging. They got 34 home runs this month. I mean, holy cow. How many runs have they scored? They have 106 runs this month. The next best team is 30 runs back, the New York Mets. This offense is just stupid. Taking a look here. Nastir Coil, I'm so sorry. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Hello. Toronto has been absolutely killing it. Look at these stupid numbers for Toronto this month. Are you kidding me? Look at Marcus Semien. 7 home runs this month, 17 RBIs, a 327 average, 431 on base, and 816 slugging. Please get out of town. Teoscar Hernandez, 5 home runs. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has 24 RBIs this month. Are you kidding me? A 405 average, a 490 on base, 929 slugging. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he's going for that triple crown. 5 home runs, a 380 average, 436 on base. I mean, look at even Danny Jansen's hitting. He's hitting 417. What the heck did they put in their Wheaties? They're the ones that are taking their creatine this month. Are you kidding me? Bo Bichette, 367 average this month. Alejandro Kirk hitting 321. Randall Grichuk is hitting 370 this month. What the heck is going on with this offense? I don't know what's going on, but I don't know, man. They're hitting everything. Starting pitching. Looking at the starting pitching, they're only 13th overall, but they're getting it done. They're 6-0 this month. I mean, I think you can thank the offense a little bit for that. But the starting pitching, at the end of the day, they're doing enough. They're doing enough for the offense to take over, I guess, if that's what you want to say. Not great starting pitching by any means. Again, the offense has definitely helped. But they do need to pick it up a little bit with this starting pitching. They have a 4.50 FIP. That does scare me a little bit because what happens if that Blue Jays offense goes cold? Are you going to keep hitting like that? I'm not trying to dog on you, Toronto. I'm loving you guys right now. Actually, I hate you guys right now, but I love you guys right now. I'm not trying to dog on you, but you have to be a little concerned. The starting pitching, they've had their troubles a little bit. So I'm just trying to keep it realistic for you guys here. So taking a look here, I think Alek Manoah pitched today, so these numbers aren't going to be updated. He pitched really well. So against a Rays offense that was really good. But he was struggling coming into the start today. Steven Matz has been solid for the most part. 3.75 FIP. Jose Barrios, a 3.76 FIP. Robbie Ray continuing to try and build that Cy Young resume. Look at the strikeouts per 9 for Robbie Ray. Just under 15 strikeouts per 9, a 3.62 FIP. Hyun-Jin Ryu, you'd like to see... The FIP is not bad. It's a league average-ish FIP. But the ERA, they're not quite getting it done right there, a 7.56 ERA. So let me actually go back to the defense. A negative 0.6 defense for Toronto. That right now, they rank 24th in defense this month. So they need to pick up on the defense a little bit. Their defense has been a little sluggish at times. I've noticed that with Toronto this year. A little sluggish on defense. Sure, the offense, they can bring it, but they got to play some more fundamental defense out there. They got to, catch the ball, throw it to first base. Simple fundamentals for the Toronto Blue Jays. Goes a long way. So their defense is going to have to step up. I'm wondering if that's what's going on with the Hyun-Jin Ryu. You got to remember with the Hyun-Jin Ryu, this is a guy where, he's not going to throw gas. He's kind of a soft tosser a little bit. He's going to rely on location and movement. He's going to rely on ground balls. He's going to rely on fly balls. He needs that field behind him. They really need to step up in the field for him. So that's why I'm thinking personally why that ERA is so much higher than the FIP. So he doesn't give up a lot of exit velocity either. So that explains to me, I'm thinking that's probably what it is. He gets a lot of ground balls. He's got a 60% ground ball rate this month. That's the highest among the starting pitchers this month. So he gets a lot of fly balls too. So with the Hyun-Jin Ryu, there's a lot of balls in play. They need to just step up for him. You're not going to have with the Hyun-Jin Ryu, Robbie Ray can strike out these guys. He doesn't need that defense too much. Jose Barrios, he's got that velocity. Hyun-Jin Ryu, they got to be ready to play out there in the field. So overall, though, Toronto, they have just been really good. Also, the bullpen, not great for Toronto. 18th this month. Again, the offense is really helping them out. They're 5-1 out of that bullpen this month. They do have a 3.96 ERA, but I don't like that FIP, a 4.95 FIP. If we go over here to exit velocity, Toronto, I believe that's exit velocity. Yes. But for Toronto, they're 12th overall. They're 12th in giving up. I believe that's exit velocity. That's averaging 95 miles an hour off the bat. I think that's what it is. I don't know why. Didn't they used to have it as EV. Let me actually, hold on. Let me go to batted ball. Where are we at? Oh, no. Let's go to StatCast. Let's see. Exit velocity. Okay, so never mind. So they're averaging 88.6 miles an hour. So it's 14. Okay, it's middle of the road. So I guess I take that back. Let's see. Are they giving up a lot of barrels? 8.4% barrel. That's the 7th highest. And we talked about Houston's bullpen earlier. They're struggling. They're giving up a lot of barrels. So Toronto, they're kind of not really too far behind. Hard hit balls. Toronto is okay, so they're not giving up a lot of hard hit balls. Hard hit percentage, I'm guessing that's low as well. They're 25th. All right, so yeah, so they're giving up some barrels. They're giving up some exit velocity. So yeah, I think the thing with Toronto, they just got to get their fielding in order. Bullpen, they got to kind of, step it up a smidge. I think Toronto, whatever. They're riding their offense right now. That's what they're riding. And again, if we take a look, they are right there for a wild card spot. They were kind of out of it there. They were out of it. They were what? 5 out, 6 out in the beginning of the month, something like that. And they're right here. So it just goes to show 1-2 weeks can really turn your season around. So, hey, Ben Ferreira, can the Blue Jays sort of have like that 2007 Colorado Rockies run where they just got red hot there and they won like 20 out of their last 21 games and they made it all the way to the World Series? Could the Blue Jays have some kind of a run like that in them? Hey, it's possible, especially with that offense. They got bats up and down. Refresh the standings. No, I think I did. Or did I refresh the other standings? Oh, okay. No, I refreshed the other standings. Thank you for that, Noah. But yeah, so as you can see, Toronto, they are a half game up. But still, depending on what happens with the Red Sox, they are... Hey, the Red Sox score 2-1 right now. So for Toronto... Oof, what was that? Kiermaier. Oh, God, what a catch by Kiermaier. Oh, my God. Anyway, but Toronto, they come in at number 5 for me. That might be a bit surprising, but I'm going with the hot team. I could have put the Astros here. I could have put the White Sox, but this Blue Jays team has been so impressive. I'm going them at number 5. So I'm going with them at number 5 right now. Coming in at number 4, we have... I've been having this team a little higher. They're dropping down a little bit for me. The Tampa Bay Rays. Coming in at number 4. I still like me some Tampa Bay, but I'm dropping them down just a couple of spots. They do have a really good offense still this month. If we take a look, they're 4th in offense this month. As of right now, they are the third best offense. Nelson Cruz has been on fire. Like I mentioned, he had that inside the park home run. Okay, can I just think about that for a second? Nelson Cruz with an inside the park home run. What? But he's been killing it. Overall, hitting .367 this month, 5 home runs. Wander Franco went down, unfortunately, but he was hitting really good. Had the hamstring injury. Kiermaier's been really good. Brandon Lau's been good. He's also on my fantasy team. Jordan Luplow has been a good pickup for the Rays ever since coming over at the deadline. Arozarena continues to be solid. Zunino's got a couple of home runs here. So you got to love what this offense is doing. Joey Wendell continues to hit this year. So got to love that. For the starting pitching, they are 10th overall. if we go to them, as you can see, a 5.06 ERA, but a 3.95 FIP. Let's go take a look at some of these guys over in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, Shane McClanahan, he went down too, but he's been really good, so hopefully he can come back. They're going to really need him for the playoffs. Drew Rasmussen, I think I'm saying that right, or Drew Rasmussen, I never know, can't remember how to pronounce it. But he's been good this month, 9 innings out of the bullpen this month, 2 ERA at 1.61 FIP. Walker's FIP has been league average, but an ERA of 2.45. Luis Patino, he's been struggling a little bit. But overall, I mean, yeah, Patino, Yarbrough, Archer, they've been struggling. So they've had to rely on some of these other guys. But once again, the bullpen continues to be phenomenal. Let's go to the Tampa Bay bullpen. Actually, hold on a second. Let me backpedal a little bit there. The bullpen has been phenomenal all year except this month. Tampa Bay's bullpen this month has been struggling. 21st overall this month. Very strange to see them in this spot. A 4.88 ERA, a 4.65 FIP. Really struggling there. So they're going to have to turn this around. If we actually go to some of these guys in the Tampa Bay bullpen, you know, guys that have been really good for them this year have just been having their problems this month. Enns has been really good for them. He came in here an ERA of 0, a 0.59 FIP over 7 innings. Robertson they added. Did anyone see them add David Robertson? His ERA has been a little high, but the FIP's been really good. Fairbanks, I mean, again, ERA high, but a 1.09 FIP. That's why I'm not worried about this bullpen. Sure, maybe they've had their struggles a little bit, but they're pitching better than what the ERA looks like. Luis Head's been good. Conley's been good. Whistler, again, FIP is better than, or actually, no, he didn't even pitch a third of an inning. Anyway, but yes, I mean, again, Armstrong struggled. Colin McHugh, he's been pretty good all year. FIP's high this month. Fireson, he was good there for a while, but he's not really doing all that great. Hess, kind of whatever. Shagwa, kind of whatever. Kittredge, he was an all-star this year, and he's struggled. So they're getting some guys stepping up, but they need some of these other guys to step up here. And if we take a look at the Rays, I mean, hey, right now, they have the best record in the American League. So let's take a look at what's been going on here. And they just lost to a hot Blue Jays team. So taking a look at the schedule, taking a look here, still got 200 people. Oh, yes, thank you. I forgot to mention that. Nick Anderson did come back today. So, oh, man, I remember him going down in spring training. What a good time for Nick Anderson to come back, man. Good time. So, but this past week, you dropped 2 out of 3 to the Tigers. Bullpen didn't help you out on Sunday. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm really not. Please, you know, I'm not trying to be giraffe neck Robbie here. But listen, the Red Sox, they should have won that game on Monday. Their defense really failed them in that game. The Red Sox should have won that game. They didn't win that game, and I understand that. But the Rays, I think we have to remember here, they got a little lucky in that game. They lost a close one there. They definitely won handsomely on Tuesday, but the Tigers, hey, they took advantage of them this past weekend, and the Blue Jays really took it to them tonight. So looking at the schedule, 2 more against the Blue Jays. You got the Tigers again, Blue Jays again, Marlins, Astros, and then they have the Yankees to end the season. So I definitely think the Rays, they should be able to get to 100 wins. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, but for now, I have the Rays at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I decided to bump this team up to number 3. I've had this team lower than the Rays, I think, for the majority of the season. But I have the Brewers coming in at number 3. I've really liked what the Brewers are doing lately. They've won 3 straight. Are they winning tonight? Or are they even playing today? I don't think they're even playing today. But they've won 3 straight. Hey, just had the no-hitter this past weekend. You got to love that. Corbin Burns, Josh Hader, combined no-hitter. I mean, you got to love that. So, oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. They've won 5 straight games. I was looking at the wrong one. They've won 5 straight games. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Their offense continues to be really good. Ever since they got Willy Adames, they brought in a Rowdy Tellez. That offense has just been so good. Milwaukee's bullpen, or no, offense, I'm sorry, they rank 11th overall. But they continue to just hit really well. Let's go to some of these guys here. Alrighty, so, that's Tampa Bay. What did I even just do? Oh, I clicked on shortstops. There we go. Lorenzo Cain, 346 this month. Urias hitting 317. Escobar, he's been a great pickup for them, hitting 324 this month. Look at Pablo Reyes, 5 games, hitting 571. Colton Wong, he's been hitting well. So, hey, they're having a lot of these guys step up. Willie Adames, 333 average with 385 on base. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. So, where is Christian Yelich? What's he been doing? Where is Christian Yelich? Jesus. Man. I don't know what is going on with Yelich, man. Just like Bellinger. He did go 3 for 5. Oh, that was the 8th. Never mind. But overall, well, okay. His numbers have gotten better. I remember his average was a lot lower. But man, 8 home runs, 45 RBIs. Crazy. His on base is still really good. But dang, it's kind of tough to see, man. Tough to see. What the heck happened to Bellinger and Yelich? Just, man. Both of them, you know, they've had their injuries. I think that's definitely a big thing. Get some off seasons where, you know, they're healthy. They're coming into next season healthy. I think they're going to be fine. But for the Brewers, the big thing has been their starting pitching. They're 3rd in starting pitching this month. Like I mentioned, they had the no-hitter the other day. 2.07 ERA this past month, a 3.11 FIP. Looking at some of the guys in the rotation for Milwaukee. Like I said, Corbin Burns. This dude's just been unhittable, literally. Eric Lauer's actually been very nice lately. 3 starts this month, a 0.93 ERA. Adrian Hauser has been good. Hey, Brandon Woodruff, he only had 1 start. Did he get hurt? Something happened with him? Oh, he had a stomach bug. Okay, so that was this past weekend. So Brandon Woodruff, he'll be back soon, I would imagine. But the bullpen, though, for the Brewers has struggled. They have an ERA of 6.57. So that is something to consider with the Brewers. I mean, they're 29th. In the bullpen, 29th. They are 3-1 out of that bullpen, but they got to start performing a little bit better. The strikeouts are still there, but they are walking guys. They're giving up home runs. So Milwaukee, that's one thing you got to look out for. I've been worried about that middle relief for a little while. I love the back end. I love the Devin Williams and Hader at the back end, but the middle relief for the Brewers has kind of scared me all year. I wonder if that's going to end up being, you know, their kryptonite a little bit in the playoffs, especially these teams that have good offenses that can really wear down the starting pitching, where in my opinion, I feel like in the playoffs, those middle innings are so important. You know, the 5th, the 6th inning, those are really important come playoff time. And that's where I think the Rays are a dangerous team, because they have those guys that can kind of work through, those 4 or 5 innings, and they just have that deep bullpen. Bullpen really is important in the playoffs. Tampa Bay, look out for Tampa Bay, man. Look out for Tampa Bay. But anyway, Ionic Mystic, yes, Ashby as well. Aaron Ashby, he's been good. Coming in at number 2. So we're down to 2. Once again, the Giants and the Dodgers battling it out for the number 1 spot. Who am I going to go with at number 1? This Dodgers team, they just had 3,000 strikeouts with Max Scherzer. They've been playing really good lately. Just swept the Padres. But the Giants, they continue to play great baseball. They continue to just prove everyone wrong. Who do I have at number 1? I'm going to stay with it. Dodgers coming in at number 2. Giants staying at number 1. You got to love what the Giants have just been doing all year. But before I get to the Giants, let's get to the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they've won 3 straight. They're 5-2 last week. They swept the Padres. Max Scherzer, historic strikeout, 3,000 strikeout. However, the offense as a whole has been struggling. They're only hitting 206 as a team this month, a 675 OPS. Corey Seager, though, does have an OPS over 1,000. Mookie Betts, Will Smith, over 800 OPS for each. Muncy and Turner, they have a few home runs each this month. The starting pitching has been huge for the Dodgers. If we take a look at the Dodgers starting pitching, they're number 1 overall this month, 5-2 this past month, a 2.43 ERA. Look at that FIP at 2.03. That's been really good. Look at some of these guys out of the rotation for the Dodgers. This is where I wonder if this Dodgers team, I wonder if they're really going to lean on this starting pitching. I mean, Julio Urias has had a breakout year this year. Max Scherzer has been everything as advertised for them since the trade deadline. Walker Buehler, he's actually struggled this month, a 7.20 ERA. But Max Scherzer is just, he's the real deal, man. I wonder if that's going to be the game changer. But it's just stupid what he's doing. He's just so good. The guy is, I don't know. Like Giraffe Neck Mark says, he just ages like fine wine. Every year, Max Scherzer is just so good. But the bullpen also has been really good. If we take a look, the bullpen, they are 9th overall this month, a 1.93 ERA. FIP is higher, 4.07, but the bullpen has been getting it done. Let's take a look. The Dodgers taking a look here. Joe Kelly, gotta love Joe Kelly Fight Club. He's been pitching his hiney off out of that bullpen. 5 2/3 innings, no runs allowed this month. Andrew Vasquez, he's pitched just about a couple innings, no runs. Shrinen's been good, 3.60 ERA. FIP is good. Jansen, he's been good. Brule, I never remember how to pronounce that. He's been good. Neftali Feliz. A Neftali Feliz sighting, everyone. He's been good. Knievel's been good. Well, that's only 1 inning. But they're getting a lot of guys stepping up. Brusdar Gratterall, 5 innings. FIP's high. But overall, the bullpen's been pretty much solid for the Dodgers. You want that offense to really start clicking, though. But the number 1 team, the San Francisco Giants, just like I had it 2 weeks ago. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I had the Rays in the number 2 spot. So as you can see, my top 10 really changed. But for this week, I have the Giants at number 1 and the Dodgers at number 2. But for the Giants, hey, best record in baseball. They've won 7 straight games. They had this second best offense this month, just behind Toronto. 21.4 offensive runs above average, hitting 290 as a team, has a 379 on base, a 495 slugging this month. Very solid numbers. The starting pitching, they're 2nd overall this month, a 3.83 ERA, a 2.52 FIP, 10 strikeouts per 9, under 2 walks per 9. They've just been killing it with the starting pitching. Let's pull up these guys. Here we go. Logan Webb, man. Another one, pitching his hiney off. Are you kidding me? 20 innings over 3 starts, a 3.60 ERA for him, to 2.16 FIP. I feel like I've said FIP like a million times. Kevin Gausman, hey, continues to be one of the best pitchers in the game. Look at the FIP. Just said it again. Desclafani, solid. I mean, hey, the Giants, man. I mean, what else can you say? The only thing that is still kind of concerning me with the Giants a little bit, they have been good. They're 5-1 out of the bullpen this month. The ERA is good, a 2.01. However, there's 2 things that concern me. FIP is higher, 4.58, and the strikeouts per 9. I like strikeouts out of that bullpen. I like it, and I don't like the walks. Over 4 walks per 9 out of the bullpen this month. I don't know. I don't like when those 2 numbers come close together. I don't like that. If you're striking out a lot of guys, okay, that's good. But if you're kind of not striking out a lot of guys and you're walking a lot of guys, I don't like when these 2 numbers start coming close together. I'm not a fan of that. They're not giving up home runs, so that's nice. So, but for the Giants, what else is there to say? They have the best record in baseball. Let me refresh this. A again, they've won 7 straight games. The Dodgers, they've also been playing great, but not enough for me as of right now to take the Giants out of the number 1 spot. The Giants, for me, have been the best team for weeks now. I think I've had them in the number 1 spot for, 2 straight months? I can't remember how many streams now, but there we go. That's my top 10, everyone. That's my top 10. Actually, let me give some love. I'm sorry. I forgot to pull up the Giants offense. Let me pull up the Giants guys here because some of these guys have really been hitting. So, Brandon Crawford. I said this was going to be a key player for the Giants this month, and he has stepped it up. Brandon Crawford must have been watching the stream because I said he was a key player for the Giants. He was struggling a little bit there in August, but he's picked it up in September. Brandon Belt hitting great. Slater hitting great. Dugar hitting great. Lamonte Wade Jr. having a very underrated season. Darren Ruff, I would say the best part-time player in baseball right now. Buster Posey, he's Buster Posey. Evan Longoria came back from the IL recently. Gotta love that. And he's been, hey, look at the on base, a 433 on base. Wilmer Flores, a 714 on base. Only 2 games. Oh, Aussie Craig, what's going on? Giants smashing Darvish. Only need to win today to make the postseason. Oh, let's go take a look at that. Well, look at the Astros up 14-1. Ooh, Giants up 8-1. The Padres are a slipping. If they win tonight, they clinch a playoff spot. Aussie Craig, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate that. But hey, gotta love what the Giants are doing. They come in at the number 1 spot for me. So everyone, those are my power rankings for this week. We did this in just under 2 hours, it looks like. Looks like just under 2 hours. So everyone, that is all I have for tonight. Thank you for coming out. Again, didn't go live last night like I usually do, so apologize for going a night late. So appreciate you coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. We got up to around 250 people tonight, so another successful night of power rankings. Everyone, I'm going to be live tomorrow night to talk more playoff baseball. I think I'm going to be kind of doing a stream every week until the rest of the season to kind of get an update on the playoff race. So stay tuned tomorrow night, probably 8:30, somewhere in that time frame. Look out for a live stream tomorrow night. Everyone, that's all I have. Have a great rest of your night. And I will see you tomorrow night. Everyone, have a good sleep. I'll talk to you next time.